How do folks? Right, 104 checking in. Right, I'm at a place called the Homesteaders Forest, and I'm about to trek up to a place called Tumpa, I think it's called, aka Lord Hereford's Knob, which is a bit of a strange one. So along with Brown Willie down there in Cornwall, some rather suggestive, unless it's just my mind that's, I don't know, that way of thinking. But yeah, I'm going to rip up there as fast as I can because I want to try and lose a bit more of the old belly fat, and also it'd be nice to try and call in on the Homesteaders net. Whether I'll get up there in time, I don't know. It's an unusual way to go. This place is dead opposite Hay Bluff. That's the easiest way to go, but I'm not in it for easiness. I'm in it to get some fitness back and enjoy the outdoors. So that's where I'm off to. This is the second week. I was here last week as well, and I went up one side of the dam, right across the back of the dam, back of the river, up the other side, all the way up the ridge to a place called Grwyne Fawr. I managed to get in on the net from up there, and then I went over to another peak called the Grwyne Fawr, and then I dropped down then through the forest, the Homesteaders forest, back to the car. Now that was nearly 14 miles trek, that one, and it was a bit, well, the weather was shite, and also I was trying to keep going so I could at least try and catch the Homesteaders net, which I did with about a minute to spare. I feel a little bit rude. I've done that a few times now. I've called in right at the last minute. But hopefully, if I'm not looking like I'm going to get into position in time, I might just chuck the antenna up wherever I am to get in on that net. We'll see how it goes. See how it goes, because sometimes needs must, and you've got to consider your own safety, that you don't want to be sat on the top of a mountain too late or in too bad conditions and then have to try and make your way back. But having said that, by the time I made it down through the forest, etc., it was 9 p.m. by the time I got back to the car. So that was quite a trek, to say the least. That's 22 kilometers, 13.7 miles I did last week, and yeah, that was a swine, to be honest, but I felt good afterwards. Very good. Well, apart from the achy legs and a lost toenail. But anyway, that's enough gas bagging. Let's rip up there now, and I'll probably check in from the dam, actually, because time is getting on. It's 1300 hours, and it's Wednesday, the 22nd of February, 2023. Catch you soon. Okay, just to prove I'm actually here, because some people do like to think that everything that's on the internet is now fake. They're getting a bit hot on the old camping now. Different feel about the place than when I came here probably about a decade ago. Shame, but there we are. Some things are better, some things are worse. They've certainly done a fair bit of work upon the drainage and the paths around by Grwyne Fawr. But there's certainly a feeling of an air of distrust, should I say. Because I came here probably about 12, 18 months ago, something like that. Came down on a midweek day, thinking everything was beautiful, nice quiet location, and then that weekend there was an illegal rave, I think at this very spot, and they pretty much trashed the joint. So hence the tightening of restrictions and a lot more rangers around. I was going to go to a place called Wine Reeve today and look at the World War II Wellington bomber site again, and perhaps wander around to Penavan, but somebody did say that the when it's quiet, that car park can be dodgy, so I thought better of it. Anyway, that's where I am. That's where I went last week. Grwyne Fawr, Grwyne Fawr. So that is the lie of the land. Where I'm going today isn't actually on that map. Anyway, let's crack on. Okay, at the summit now. Wind's picking up, something rotten. So there we go. Right, I'm going to toddle off back home now. I fib. Now I'm up by the dam now, actually. Apologies for the wind noise. There's the dam. Lovely lake there on one side, obviously. Okay, I have walked over there in the past and pretty much straight up there to get to the peaks, but I'm not going that way today. But that is not a trig point. Some people think that's actually a trig point. You see a lot of these on dams and things like that, bridges and things like that. It's actually same shape as a trig point, but you'll find there's one on the other side as well, hasn't been destroyed, and the builders use that to set their levels when they were constructing whatever they were constructing. Anyway, I'm not going to hang around here. I got a long way to go and the terrain gets worse and worse. Next stop is the little bothy that's up there. But yeah, a nice place for a picnic, but not today. Levels are still fairly down, unless that's deliberate. Now that water in there is deemed not fit, apparently because there's too much sediment in it. It'll take too much filtration to make it usable, but I guess if push comes to shove, they could do something with it. And apparently this is where Prince William and Prince Harry, I may be wrong but I'm pretty sure I'm right, did a somewhat illicit abseil down the side. Obviously that was years ago when they were young and when they used to get on with each other. Anyway, that's enough of that. Lovely, lovely scenery. Just having a chat with a couple of blokes on the way up as well. But there we go. I've got a bit of cramp about me, so I'm hoping I can walk that off before too much longer. Anyway, I better crack on. Right, so folks, I'm just approaching that little bothy just down there. I've had a look around there before. I consider it an absolutely superb facility, but for me it's more of an emergency. Yeah, it would be more of an emergency thing or somewhere to make a brew. As far as actually voluntarily staying in there, I would probably give it a miss. It's not my type of thing. I suppose I'm a bit of a privacy freak or whatever, but what puts me off these bothy things is the ability for people just to turn up in the middle of the night. I know that's exactly how it's supposed to work, but I always get visions of a couple of escaped murderers or something coming through the door about 3 AM. So I must admit, yeah, hats off to those who maintain these things, and if it's your thing, it's your thing. But for me, I would rather go off somewhere considerably more remote with a low-key camping setup, not like a bright green or a bright red thing like some of these fellow YouTubers tend to set up these days. I'm old school as far as keeping everything low-key, set up late, pack down early, not setting up a bright luminous tent in a prominent position, and yeah, you know the rest. Okay, a lot of YouTubers, and all YouTubers that I know, are responsible in as much as they pack down and leave no trace, but unfortunately some of the people who watch the videos don't follow that same ethos, and that's why you can often walk around, not so much right on the remote spots, but certainly down in the woods and stuff, and find a load of camping stuff and crap, and literally crap, just dumped. And then the next time you come, it's all fenced off and the signs have gone up, no camping. So there we are. I've always said keep it low-key. Everything I got is pretty much camo, not because I'm trying to pretend to be something I'm not. I just like to keep my head down. Okay, weather seems to be turning a little bit shite, although I may just miss that. Well, I don't know. Never mind, it's Wales, you've got to expect it to be wet. Now, temperature is considerably lower as I come away from the car park, and that is to be expected. And if I was to go up to the top of there, for example, it'd be several degrees lower than it is here, plus wind chill will be that much worse. Although having said that, there is quite a wind coming down through the valley. Anyway, I am now going to walk about another 2.753 kilometers up to an intersection, and if I've got my bearings right, I certainly know from last week I can go left and up over the top to Grwyne Fawr, or I can turn right to go over to Lord Hereford's Knob, aka Tumper. So yeah, I better crack on. Okay folks, making good progress I've been all the way up through there. I got about 800 meters to go before hopefully I find the intersection. Now that peak and ridge you see over there, I'm going to investigate that one for next time, because I think I can. I've been over that side of the valley and back down to the car park. I want to investigate if I can get back to the car park without doing a load of walking around the roads at the bottom first. So that's a possibility. That looks quite nice up there. So yes, as we get, or as I get, it's only me, as I get further and further away from that little bothy, what would be drivable in a 4x4 becomes pretty much a rough track, and ultimately it diminishes into pretty much no more than maybe the odd quad bike mark or sheep tracks. So there's wild horses, there's sheep up here, as you might imagine in Wales, but there we go. Anyway, let's crack on. Yeah, roger there, Ian. Yeah, it's quite a trek up this one again, but not as bad as last week there, Ian. Back to you.
Yeah, understood on that, Gary. Anyway, nice to know that we're taking you from over some high ground. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. So anyway, there are other stations on, so I'll drop the key, pass it back to Brian, and see who else is taking you. So many thanks, Gary.
Yeah, thanks there, Ian. Basically, I'm facing out towards mid Wales, so there's a lot of terrain between us. So glad to get you in the radio. Back to you there, Brian.
Yeah, okay, Gary. Yeah, Mark, Westbury White Horse. You got Gary? Yeah, copy in the back of the box. A bit noisy, but I can make out what you're saying, Gary.
Yeah, no problem there, Mark. Over in Wales again this week, and you're 5 and 7. Radio 5 and a £7. Really good signal into South Wales again this week from White Horse there, Mark. Back to you.
Oh, great stuff. There's my old K48 doing this stuff still.
Oh yeah, it certainly is, mate. Yeah, that's blast from the past. Good twigs they are, mate. No problem at all. Yeah, it's booming in here over into South Wales. I don't know what the nearest town is. I'm right on the sort of mid Wales side of the Brecon Beacons, if you want to look it up, mate. I tell you what, I'm not far from Hay-on-Wye. Hay-on-Wye would be probably the nearest recognisable town, mate. Back to you.
Okay, Alan, you will make these up to Gary anyway, between the 2 or 3. Okay, thank you for that, Gary. Keep you blessed. Well, up here. Yeah, okay, Gary, I'm square wheel now, so I should be a lot stronger to you, I should imagine.
Yeah, full £9 to me now there, Brian. So yeah, there's Black Mountain, Hay Bluff, and this Tumper, and I'm up on the Tumper. I've come round from the other side, the Mynyddy Forest way there, Brian. Back to you. Okay, net is all done and dusted. I was quite surprised to get into them actually, because most of them are over the other side of that. I'm right on the other side of Brecon Beacons to them. That is where I was last week. Grwyne Fawr is now up in the clouds, and so is Grwyne Fawr. But so that's up around 800 meters, about 2,600 feet. I'm down about 690, 700. So that's about 110 meters higher. So that's why I did struggle a little bit. And there's a bit of noise around as well. Now visibility is fading fast over there. Now I'm not sure what that trig point is. I'm not sure it is Tumper, aka Lord Hereford's Knob. I think that's it. And then the next one along is Hay Bluff. And if you go along there, that's where you get the Sota Peak Black Mountain in the Black Mountains, which is about 715 meters. Anyway, it's turning a bit sour now, so I'm going to carry on with my coffee. Pack down. That'll pack down first, have a few more swigs of coffee, and I may just investigate a little bit further over there, and then I'm going to beat a retreat back down there and right the way down through that valley. So that's it really. When allowed, there's absolutely phenomenal view up through Mid Wales and Shropshire and all that sort of way. It's getting windy as well now, so yeah, shame it's gone a little bit manky, but I'm afraid that's what it's like in February in the mountains of South Wales. Okay, right, let's get this knocked down before it gets wet. And I say I'm not eating a lot at the moment. I'm actually using this as an opportunity to burn off some body fat, but I'll just rehydrate, warm myself up with some coffee and have a couple of those sort of protein bars, and then get moving. I'll come over a bit further, but it's hailstones and low cloud, visibility's terrible, it's all turned to shit. So I'm going to just head back to the trail. That's the only living things up here. I haven't seen any people for ages. I won't see anybody up here, not this time of year, not in this weather. I won't see anybody at all up in these sort of places. Nobody at all. Saw a few on the way up to the dam, and a few people in the valley, but I won't see anybody up here, that's for sure. Anyway, they're certainly hardy creatures to live up here. So I'm over 700 meters up. It's about 2,500 feet, I guess. And there we are. So trig point I was by is just over there, but it's gone out of visibility now. So I shall say goodbye to these two horses, whatever they are. It's snowing actually. There we are. Okay folks, got hit by a bit of snowstorm on the way off there. I do have to question my sanity sometimes doing this type of thing, but Gen X, yeah, there we are, Gen X, that's what I am, as a Gen Xer. So we do these type of things. Anyway, terrible visibility, terrible weather, down about freezing. I'll just sort of sing and talk crap to myself on the way back, just to keep the old morale up, and just look forward to getting back and doing these noodles and pouring out the coffee. Anyway, onwards, tally-ho. Right, I'm back at the car. It's now 10 to 8 at night, so I'll probably walk in, I don't know, 7 hours, something like that. I hate that type of surface coming down off there. It looks quite nice because I think it was the old railway track to service the dam that was getting built. Then it just ended up as a service road up to the dam and beyond for the farm machinery. But it's that type of surface. It's rocks, stones in the actual surface itself, quite a hard surface, but they poke up, so you're constantly turning your ankle, and you've got to concentrate on every step, otherwise you can easily twist an ankle or go over. And to make matters worse, there's loose stones and rocks on top as well, so you've virtually got to look at your feet and you've got to concentrate on every step, so you can't build up any sort of pace. Sometimes there's a little bit of respite, you can go off to the side a little bit, but there's a sheer drop of probably about 50-100 meters straight down. So yeah, so that's the choice of two evils really, but I made it, I enjoyed it. So I'm going to go back now and have something to eat, and yeah, everything's good really. So enjoyed the trip, enjoyed the walk. I'm sure there's going to be some health benefits, but yeah, I'm probably going to have a few aches and pains, but I'll probably have a couple of beers when I get back. And beer will fix anything. I don't know how, but it will, okay? But in the meantime, I'm going to have a quick crunchy something or other bar because I want to take a couple of ibuprofen tablets to preempt some of the aches and pains. And getting to a certain age, I'm afraid those type of things are necessary. But there we are. I'm going to rehydrate quite a lot on the way back as well. Starting right now. So yeah, cheers and nut crunch bars, everyone. I'll catch you on the next one. Way.